Welcome back to another episode of Meant to Vent Podcast News. My name is Jaime, and what I like to do on this channel is give my thoughts and opinions, as strange as they are, on all this news and strange headlines that are going around the globe. And if you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate if you would hit that like button and smash that subscription. And with that said, it's time. Well. I thought I would take another trip today and have fun down these conspiracy alleyways. You know, last time I went down the conspiracy corner, but we already turned that corner, so now we creeped up on this conspiracy alley. And we're going to see what goes down. We're going to see what's going down. So, apparently, it is illegal to talk to dolphins. That's right. They say it's illegal to talk to dolphins. There is apparently this law. It's called the Marine Mammal Protection Act. And I don't know how long it's been in effect. But apparently, they say you're not allowed to talk to like dolphins, whales, and like seals and shit. My question is, I knew dolphins and whales are like super smart, but I didn't know the seals were super smart too like that. Like they had this kind of way to communicate, right? You see them do all that stuff at SeaWorld, but like, damn, you know. And why aren't we allowed to talk to dolphins and shit? Like, what's a dolphin going to tell us? You know, are they going to tell, man, you should have seen who was on this boat? We would hope they would tell us some shit like that, right? Like, you're seeing all these guys on the guy from like Men in Black was there, you know, or whatever. Superman, you know, was on the boat, you know, and they were talking about they went to the island, you know, or some craziness. We know where the plane is, you know, like what are they going to tell us? Like, how, you know, we talk about, you know, you see all these new articles where they're making advancements in communication where they're talking about able to communicate with dolphins, but apparently it's illegal. Like enforced by the government. People, you know, like one person asked there was a video where a guy asked ChatGPT about like, why is it illegal? And, you know, that the AI the computer went crazy and started saying, you know, they're afraid of certain communications or what kind of like side effects or bad things that could happen. Like, let's say you and the dolphin start communicating, which is sounds like really strange thing to be talking about right now. Like you and the dolphin are talking, right? You know, like, so you're having a conversation with this dolphin. You worked out this communication field and they think like you can try to like overthrow the government or something, or who knows, like, what are they afraid of? Like these dolphins got these life secrets. Like what do they know that they're such afraid of? And that's what we need to know. Like we need to understand here, like what's going on? Like, why can't we talk to dolphins, man? That's wild, you know, like that's wild. And if this is true on a, you know, like, I know these are like, you know, conspiracies and they're always going through all these videos. The communication part is a fact. But the conspiracy people are talking about, you know, like, oh, they'll tell you about Atlantis or they'll tell you about some things like that. Or maybe they could tell you about like ocean secrets, you know, or things like that. There was another individual that claims to communicate with whales. And the whales said that we were like cells, we were all just different little cells on a giant of a bigger organism, and that got real creepy. And so this guy started big foundations and trying to help whales and stuff, like weird stuff was going down. And so now these people are getting, you know, trying to put a lock or the kibosh to it. You know, like you're like, what if there is some more things like, you know, that you could learn from animals, but especially like they say these ones are highly intelligent. It's kind of like, it's amazing. But it's a little scary sometimes just because it's it's like the unknown. It's something that we've never done or experienced. You've only kind of watched videos now. What about the times before the internet where you didn't have videos to refer to when somebody experienced something like this and you had to go to the library, or you better hope somebody put it on the news, you know, or go to seminars. There was like seminars back in the day, like for things like that you could go on YouTube for or join like a chat group with. You get to go to seminars. And they weren't just for like Alcoholics Anonymous. They were like different kinds. And on another conspiracy alley, on another topic, they say our president wants to develop the Golden Dome defense system. Now, there's been rumors, but it ended up being true. I was watching an episode of Candace Owens where she was talking about how the Pentagon and forms of the government like that, defense programs have like control in Hollywood. And so you see these movies that they say like predictive programming could happen. And you see things that happen in films that end up happening like for real. And I mean, not as far as like, the villains and stuff like that. I'm saying like the technology you see in movies, or some of the stuff you see like that, like like the law enforcement uses, or like the spy agencies in the movies use, things like that. But apparently we're making this Golden Dome defense system. Maybe somebody watched too many episodes of Men in Black, or watched Men in Black movie too many times. They had that shield they put around us. Or it was the Spider-Man movie where, Iron Man's technology was out there. It's probably going to be something based off of that. And that's why I feel like it's kind of creepy when they talk about that predictive programming, because some of this could be something weird like that. And it should scare people when they still ain't like trying to cure us of anything. Just like, we're going to make this badass weapon. Like, another thing, like, you're not telling us everything, like why you think you need to make this crazy weapon. There's something you want to be like, oh, Mr. Transparency, and you want us to be all open. Maybe this, whatever you need that for, maybe that's why people would panic and go crazy out on the streets. It's like, we need it for what? Come on. Like, Golden Dome defense system, that's outrageous. Like, they'll be like total control and real crazy. Like, they probably have to have their own like super powerful network. Like, our power grid, we'll probably have crazy power outages, or our taxes are going to go up as far as utilities if we got to power that damn thing. Who knows? Who knows what's going on behind these closed doors? But we need to keep scratching and itching and poking our ways and trying to, find out some more details. And another thing that's been going viral on a lot of social platforms, whether it's a short clip or it's making parts of like those collaborations and compilation videos, shadows on the clouds. Now, this is creepy on a lot of levels, because a lot of people talk about the conspiracy theories, or are you a flat earther or a round earther? And people are like, oh, it's because we're in the dome, because that's why you see the shadows on the clouds, and it's kind of wild. Like either the sun was in like the weirdest position, like for that to perfectly happen, or whatever was flying, and made that shadow under the clouds, flew under the clouds, and nobody saw it. Like, what was that? Like, you should be wondering what was that, like what made the smoke for the shadow? Because if you didn't see that or hear it, like, that might be another video that we need to start making out there on those social platforms. Like, hey, what about them guys? What about the guys who made the trail? Like, they were under the clouds and nobody saw whatever that was, but they saw what was left and was more concerned about the shadow. Well, it is what it is, but we got to, check out in all the details. I feel like, there was a left out there. I feel like there was some left meat on the bone there. And if it doesn't top it all off, with all these celebrities having some, supposed, controversial things going around, rumors about a lot of celebrities, a lot of people say, and it's been going around the social platforms as well, that the elites are having these very secretive, exotic dinner parties. That's right. They're saying that they eat crazy things from possible humans. I don't know. Maybe alien elk meat. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe another species. But according to these rumors, they're eating mermaids. That's what's been the new fad going around. Yep, I'm older. I said fad. Yep. But anyways, let me get back to my topic. Let me get back to the fad. People are claiming that these elites are having these exotic dinner parties of where, everybody gets sick of the old, same old, so they try something new. They're like, yeah, we decided to serve you guys this 100-foot anaconda everybody's looking for. They ain't never going to find it. Why? Because we about to shit it out later because we're going to eat it. Things like that. But yes, they supposedly are eating mermaids. They're out there catching mermaids. And then there's all these tales of like an old Spanish actor or Mexican actor who made his oceanfront property and made this little secret like oasis and like little statues of mermaids, and claims that he was hanging out with them and they would come to his property, and some, creepy, weird stuff like that was happening. Could it be true? Maybe. Could there be there's a lot of things out in the ocean that who knows? The ocean's kind of scary. If you go out there and you see this, like, nothing. When you're out there, I've been a couple times out in the water where you don't see nothing on either side. I'm a citizen. It wasn't like that. It was like vacation stuff, okay? Back down. Okay? So you would see like nothing, right? And you're like, oh my God. And we probably weren't even that far out. You know what I mean? Like a Navy person, somebody in the Navy would probably be like, you know what I'm saying? And so like I was tripping, and so, I mean, the ocean just could be a scary place and a nice place at the same time, as long as you're by the shore. Or super shallow. I would still want to still be by the shore. I don't know. The ocean I don't want to play with. But could they be really eating mermaids? Let me know your thoughts out there in the comments. Let me all out there, all you viewers out there. I just want to know. Like, I think they could be having these exotic meals out there. Like back in the day, we used to have videos that went around. Nobody knew if they were real or not. And they were called like Faces of Death. And they would show all this crazy accidents and gore and like all these things. Well, it was a part, like, it was like pretty much mimicked what you saw in the Indiana Jones movie where they were eating like monkey brains and stuff. And they show you like mashing it up and, weird stuff like that. Like, could that be one of those kind of elite parties? Like, man, they were like, we found these old snakes in Egyptian tombs. Let's eat them. Like, it's just interesting. We should pay attention to that one too. That's another one we should get some more info on. Well, my name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent Podcast News. Till next time, see ya.